My name's John Whitehead and I'm an executive leadership coach, and welcome to this week's video blog post. When I do these blog posts every week, I try and talk about stories or examples of things that I've learned in my own coaching role, my coaching experiences that I've had. And like I did in the previous week, where I talked about a story where I met with a leader who was doing his walk around in his shop, and he talked about how just being engaged with employees and asking questions of employees, he got to find out how they were doing. Another story that I had recently, or an engagement I had recently, was with another one of my clients, and where I'm actually doing some workshops, and this individual is part of those workshops. And then often in my workshops I will try and build in the opportunity for coaching. So I'll offer the participants, and I'll build it into the program, that they can engage me for at least 1 hour of one-on-one coaching, so we can talk about maybe something that's come in class or something to do with their work. And this one individual, we had just completed some work on values. And if you've been following my blog posts, you know that I've talked about values and how important values are in understanding ourselves. And this particular person, we had done the values exercise in the workshop. And we were talking, and she said, you know, she'd had a few cases, particularly a case with a staff person that she was having some conflict with. And it had really bothered her, and she really didn't know why she was getting so upset with the situation. And she said, and then not that long ago, she'd had a conversation with another person in the workplace, and they were talking about this situation. And what came for her, what her aha moment was the fact, what she recognized was this related to her values. One of her values was honesty, and the individual she's dealing with was not being honest. And she had this visceral reaction to it. And it wasn't until she had some self-reflection, she thought about where her own personal values were, and recognized that this is why I'm feeling the way I am. This is why I was having that really visceral reaction in this conflict, was because my values were not aligning with this situation. And she couldn't get her head around why this person was not being honest. For her, the aha moment was, that's why that was happening. Now, for her to recognize that and understand that meant that she could now deal with it. She could approach that individual and just talk to that individual, recognizing that why she was getting so tense and so frustrated. Again, another piece that I learned was, often as a coach, when I'm working with staff and with clients, and we're talking about what may seem theoretical things out there in the ether, the reality is they come close. They come very, very close to individuals. And this, for me, was again a learning for me, in that, you know, when we're talking about this stuff, it is important. It reinforced for me how important that is. So, when was the last time you did some work on your own values and looked at your own core values? And then, on top of that, when did you look at your organization's values, your organization's values, and are they aligned? And is there a misalignment? And if there's a bit of a misalignment, is that where maybe some of the frustrations are happening for you? Just a question, just for something for you to reflect on. Again, if you've got any questions or comments on what we've talked about, feel free to respond to me, and I'd be happy to get back to you. Thanks a lot. It's John Whitehead, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.